If you're considering the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro because it promises to be the ultimate rugged smartwatch for adventurers, hikers, and fitness fanatics, you're in the right place. But here's what surprised me. Everyone raves about its toughness and long battery life. But what if I told you this watch isn't as perfect as it seems? Yes, it's packed with features like sapphire glass and a titanium bezel, but there are some hidden quirks and potential deal breakers you need to know before dropping nearly $400 on this rugged beast. Let's dive deep and uncover the real story behind the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro, because buying this watch without hearing these problems first, that's a risky trek in itself. First off, for who is this watch truly designed? If you're an outdoor enthusiast constantly pushing your limits, from deep-sea diving to trail running or even intense cross-training, this watch markets itself as your go-to pal. With 180-plus sport modes, a built-in flashlight, and even a 45-meter diving certification, it sounds like a Swiss Army knife on your wrist. Plus, Zepp Health's BioTracker sensor boasts pretty precise heart rate tracking, and the GPS is supposed to rival industry leaders with dual-band support for 6 satellite systems. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, wait till we get to the catch. Before I reveal the snag that almost made me toss this watch into the wilderness, let's talk build quality, because this is where your money is supposed to count. The T-Rex 3 Pro is rugged by design with sapphire glass, which is great because it resists scratches. Imagine dropping your watch while scrambling on rocks or bushwhacking. No cracked screen nightmares here. The titanium alloy bezel and buttons deliver a premium feel rarely found at this price point. To top it off, there's a staggering 3000 nit AMOLED display, bright enough to blast through the harshest sunlight. If Captain America had a watch, this would be it. But here's the twist. Even with this military-grade toughness, the watch doesn't fully escape some avoidable annoyances. Many users, including me, found that the touchscreen responsiveness wears off after a while, especially when you're sweating buckets or wearing gloves in cold weather. Why sell an adventure watch if it can't handle basic trail conditions? And no, switching to the physical buttons isn't a perfect workaround, because the buttons themselves can sometimes become stiff or mushy over time. If you thought glitches were reserved for spy gadgets, think again. Now onto the core promise of a sports smartwatch, the GPS and fitness tracking. Amazfit's attempt at industry-leading GPS is impressive on paper, boasting dual-band technology and support for 6 satellite systems, aiming to provide fast, reliable connection even under dense canopy or city skyscrapers. I tested this deep in the woods and around urban mazes, but the GPS occasionally suffers from the dreaded position drift. That means your runtime map sometimes looks like a toddler's scribble instead of a clean trail route. So if you rely heavily on precise GPS for navigation, this could leave you confused or worse, lost. Ever heard of a watch performing great underwater but failing on dry land? Seems contradictory, right? Yet the T-Rex 3 Pro's diving certification to 45 meters sounds impressive, until you realize it's mostly about water resistance and doesn't include advanced dive computer functionality. Casual swimmers or snorkelers are fine, but technical divers won't get the detailed metrics or safety alerts they need. So, pros might want to keep looking. On the plus side, the built-in flashlight, which can switch from soft red to blinding white or even turbo mode, is a neat addition for night treks or late dives. Just remember to keep some spare batteries for your real flashlight, or better yet, use your phone if you want less bulk around your wrist. Speaking of bulk, one common complaint is the watch's size and weight. The 48 and 44 options might sound flexible, but on a smaller wrist, the T-Rex 3 Pro can feel like you strapped a tiny boulder on. Comfort matters when you wear something 24/7, and while this watch promises all-day comfort, some find it cumbersome or even intrusive during sleep tracking. Apparently, not every jungle explorer has Hulk-sized wrists. Battery life is another highlight, up to 25 days on a single charge. Sounds like a dream for multi-day treks or remote expeditions without power. However, real-world usage varies widely. With GPS and Bluetooth calls activated, the battery life plummets dramatically to under a week. Yes, you can keep charging it every few days if you remember, but that's hardly the set it and forget it experience advertised. Oh, and jokes aside, if your watch lasts shorter than your last relationship, that's a problem. Now, onto connectivity features. The watch lets you take Bluetooth calls on the trail, reply hands-free to messages using Zep Flow on Android phones, and relay training notifications, all through a built-in speaker and mic. On paper, this sounds fantastic. Your wrist is basically a mini phone. Reality check. The speaker quality is speaker phone level, which is to say, tinny and heavily dependent on quiet surroundings. Imagine trying to take a call while your dog chases a squirrel nearby. Good luck with that Zoom call. And the messaging system. It's convenient, but only Android users get the hands-free reply feature. iPhone owners can only dream of this luxury. Not a deal breaker for everyone, but if you're in the Apple ecosystem, the integration won't be as smooth as you might wish. Let's talk software. The Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro runs Zep OS, which is lightweight and fairly easy to navigate. But it's not quite as polished as the platforms on Apple Watches or high-end Garmin models. Apps can be slow to launch, and customizability is limited. If you're tech-savvy and want granular detail or third-party app support, this might feel restrictive. On the flip side, the simplicity means fewer distractions, so if you want an uncomplicated watch for serious fitness tracking, it works. Remember when I mentioned quirks? Here's a doozy. The offline maps and route planning set this watch apart from many competitors. You can download maps, search points of interest, and even auto-reroute. However, the UI for these features feels clunky and sometimes unresponsive, slowing down what should be quick, on-the-fly adjustments during your adventure. If you rely on swift waypoint updates, beware of frustration. You might be wondering, with such drawbacks, is it worth it? Here's the truth. The Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro nails the basics with impressive durability, a stunning display, and decent ecosystem support, all at a price far lower than premium competitors with similar features. For casual adventurers who want a tough watch with excellent battery life and enough sport modes to keep workouts interesting, this is a strong contender. Still, we can't ignore the negatives. Spotty touchscreen performance under tough conditions, GPS inaccuracies here and there, bulky feel on smaller wrists, and software limitations that might leave you wishing for more. But if you're the type who chuckles at minor tech hiccups because you're too busy scaling mountains or exploring oceans, these might be forgivable. Just don't expect this watch to be your ultimate gadget overlord. Now for the big finish. Here's what puts the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro on my consider, but with eyes wide open list. It's an adventure-ready device crafted to take hits and keep ticking, with features that dare you to explore more. The sapphire glass, titanium alloy bezel, and 10 ATM water resistance show Zep Health isn't joking about ruggedness. The heart rate tracking, combined with the Helio Strap 24/7 training system, gives you actionable, reliable data to improve your fitness journey. And the convenience of Bluetooth calls plus a flashlight means it's a versatile companion, like the Swiss Army knife of smartwatches. Despite its imperfections, the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro delivers serious value for the price tag, usually sitting below $400, which is pretty reasonable when you stack its specs against competitors that cost twice as much but offer less battery. Of course, if you want absolute perfection, you'll likely pay a premium elsewhere. This watch is for those who prioritize ruggedness, long battery life, and functionality over flashy features and polished software. So, if you're ready to embrace a few quirks and get a robust smartwatch that can literally take a beating while tracking your adventures, the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro might just be your wrist's next best friend. Looking for the best price? Check the link in the description for the current Amazon deal, and decide if this rugged explorer fits your journey. Remember, the forest isn't always forgiving, but your watch should be. So pick wisely, and happy adventuring. And hey, if the T-Rex 3 Pro ever feels a bit too heavy, just tell people you're carrying the weight of your world on your wrist. That's a conversation starter.